Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. TFD here. And honestly, there's some big news today. Caitlyn Clark is coming back to the New Heights podcast. This is picking up steam fast, so let's get into it. First off, Caitlyn Clark is having a seriously huge day. She just posted a year-end recap on Instagram, looking back at everything she's pulled off. But honestly, that all takes a backseat to what just dropped. New Heights just announced they're wrapping up the 2025 calendar year with Caitlyn Clark as their guest. If you remember her last appearance, you know how wild it got. Over 1 million views, global buzz, and it turned into one of the biggest sports interviews to start the year. From where I'm sitting, this move is a no-brainer. If you're New Heights, you want to go out with a bang, and there's nobody hotter in women's basketball than Caitlyn Clark right now. They've already put out some teaser clips confirming she's back, and judging from the timing, this episode could drop as soon as tomorrow. Let's hop over to X, check it out, and see what's next.
Joining us today for a special edition of New News is the 6-foot guard from Iowa. She's the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history, the first overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft. She's a two-time WNBA All-Star, 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year, the 2024 Time Magazine Athlete of the Year, and she is the first and now last guest of New Heights in the 2025 season.
Let's go!
92%ers, please welcome back to the show, Caitlyn Clark!
I'm back. I'm honored you guys brought me back on. I must have not have been too bad the first time, I guess.
Permanent invite.
This news just dropped a few hours ago, and honestly, it's worth taking a closer look. Turns out, the podcast has Nike's backing, and since Caitlyn Clark is already a Nike athlete, that adds another layer. You probably caught it already. Caitlyn Clark is in talks to become a regular on the New Heights podcast. That's huge. It's the kind of story that gets everyone in the sports world talking. And let's be real, it could break the internet with how much buzz it's getting right now. I've stuck with Caitlyn Clark all through the 2025 season, the good and the bad. Still, the hype around her seemed to fade a bit as the year went on. It just wasn't as loud. But maybe this is the turning point. Maybe this is where we see Caitlyn come back strong and ready to light up the 2026 season.
Now, she did drop some Instagram photos here, man, kind of capping off the year. Taylor Swift liked Caitlyn Clark's latest Instagram post where she used the life of a showgirl. This is what she put out 2 hours ago. She stated, 2025, you were a year. 2026, I welcome you with open arms. Caitlyn Clark is clearly ecstatic about the 2026 year, and I'm happy too, man. It's a new year, new goals for everybody. And guys, be sure to set yourselves some New Year goals as well. She posted a photo of herself twice, and she's got Stephanie White in here too. There's another photo, I believe that's Lexi Hull up top. At first, I wasn't sure, but yeah, that's Lexi and Sophie. Lexi and Sophie. That's cool. She's got some team photos here. She's wearing a funny-looking headband in one of them. This looks like she's getting treatment. There was a lot of recovery going on this year. We saw Lexi Hull post herself in a hyperbaric chamber trying to recover, sharing some behind-the-scenes photos we hadn't seen yet. There are photos of Caitlyn with her boyfriend, Connor. There's one where she linked up with Wembayama. Man is so tall, the name on the jersey she's holding couldn't even make the cut. That's how tall he is. That's crazy. Those are 2 baby goats right there. I think some of these are from All-Star Weekend. That's her and Connor again. This was the jersey retirement ceremony. I remember that one. Here's Caitlyn Clark and her brother, Colin Clark, at the Chiefs' Christmas Day game. We've got pictures with Kate Money Martin. Up top, that's the Iowa reunion. Gabby's in there. Kate Martin's in there. That was fire. They've got Jade in the bottom left as well. This is her parents, Mr. Clark and Mrs. Clark. Her and her friends, great photo. You all remember the wedding over the summer. This one's from the All-Star game, her and Lexi Hull again. She looks really happy there. Some of these look like family or close friends. Another jersey retirement ceremony shot. There's Kelsey Mitchell. This was the last game. We all remember that. Some of these look like they were taken on the way to a game, which is pretty dope because we've never seen these pictures before. I think that's the coach's kid she's always holding. And yeah, this one's from David Letterman. We all remember she did the David Letterman show. And finally, this is from the Annika Golf Tournament in 2025.
But yeah, overall, I'm genuinely excited about Caitlyn Clark heading into 2026 season. And for a simple reason, we finally get to turn the page. A new season means a fresh start, a clean slate, and a chance to refocus on basketball without all the baggage from the previous year. A lot happened in 2025, both on and off the court, and sometimes a new calendar year is exactly what a team and a star player need to reset mentally and physically. My biggest hope moving forward is continuity. I want this roster to stay together. I'm not one of those people pushing for major shakeups or guys to be moved out. Even Sophie, I want her to stay. This team built real chemistry, and that matters going into a new season. You all know I've been a big advocate for Lexi Hull getting paid. She absolutely earned it. She was instrumental in how far the Fever went, and I genuinely hope she gets the contract she deserves. Credit where it's due. And while Kelsey Mitchell was phenomenal, I'm not going to give her all the credit for how strong the season finished. A huge part of that turnaround came from the signing of Ari McDonald. When injuries hit and it felt like the season was slipping away, her arrival completely changed the direction of the team. That signing gave them new life. Ari McDonald might honestly be the most impactful acquisition of the 2025 season. And when Caitlyn Clark slid into her role, scoring and facilitating, it all finally clicked.
Now we've got to dive into this, man, because this right here is wild. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. Here said Caitlyn Clark's snub from top 10 women athletes list sparks heated debate. Caitlyn Clark was not included in a top women athletes of 2025 list, which is getting mixed reactions. There's no question that Indiana Fever star guard Caitlyn Clark is the most popular women's basketball player in the world. And there's a case to be made that Clark is also the most popular women's athlete in the world, regardless of sport. However, there's also no question that Clark didn't have the 2025 season she was hoping for. The 23-year-old only played in 13 of the Fever's WNBA games this season and had to sit out their entire run into the postseason because of various injuries to her lower body. While this didn't necessarily impact her star power, the generational 2024 Clark produced does seem like a long time ago to this point. And other women's basketball stars have ascended since then. While Ajaya Wilson was already the WNBA's best player, she furthered the gap between herself and the rest of the league in 2025, given that she won another WNBA MVP award and the Las Vegas Aces secured Wilson's third league championship. Paige Bueckers also had a 2025 that rivaled Clark's 2024 campaign, only that Bueckers won a national championship while, no, it did not compare at all. Caitlyn Clark put up more points, more assists, more rebounds, more steals, everything across the board, and she led her team to the playoffs. That alone separates the conversation. Meanwhile, Paige Bueckers was playing in front of empty gyms in Dallas and struggled to win games all season. They didn't even reach 10-digit wins. That's not a knock on Paige as a player. She's very good. But the situations and results are not the same. Caitlyn Clark's rookie year was on another level entirely. Let's stop forcing this comparison. It doesn't hold up. Clark set the NCAA record for all-time points scored, but both were number 1 overall picks in their respective WNBA drafts and went on to win the WNBA Rookie of the Year award. How? How does this even make sense? Hold on, how is Paige Bueckers ranked above Kelsey Mitchell? Kelsey Mitchell was flat out better last season, and her team was a game away from the finals. That's production. That's impact. This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. People keep pushing these narratives and agendas, and it's getting ridiculous. Paige Bueckers at number 3? That's nasty work. Then you look further down the list, Napheesa Collier at number 5, which is fine, she's a star. But then I'm scanning the list and I don't see Caitlyn Clark anywhere, and that's what really set people off. Where is Caitlyn Clark?
the only player in the league with a truly worldwide following. The numbers, the impact, the attention, nobody else comes close. You've got names like Wilson, Michaela Schifrin, Paige Beckers, and I'm sitting here asking, what are we doing? Paige wasn't even a top 5 player in the WNBA last season. She didn't make first team All-WNBA. So how is she number 3 on this list? Explain that to me. It doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. This is wild. The push is insane. Fans are right to be upset, and I've seen people say the Caitlyn Clark disrespect is out of control, and I agree. Watch her come back and win MVP next year. Mark it down. Get in the comments and let me know what you think. Should Caitlyn Clark have been on this list? Should Paige Beckers really be ranked number 3? Like, comment, subscribe, and share the channel.